Hello and welcome. Now today Fluffbag and I are going to do a little talk video. Well, hopefully little. I want to just let you know just go past this, beyond the surface a little bit and just let you know what's been going on, because there's just been too much going on to even function and think about project work and things like that. But there is a lot that I've had to deal with all at once, and life the past since I've been here and even a little bit before these past few years, it's just been so hectic, but this has just, it's not given way, it's just been like so much. And I'm stronger for it, that's one thing I can say, and so is Rich. So I paused Patreon because things, I was just like, I can't do this right now, and Patreon's just unpaused itself without my knowledge, without me realizing it. So I was about to repause it again, right? But Rich actually said that try, posting a video. This, see if you can, before. So he's, bless him, he's trying to get me back into it and get me back going with this again. Basically, what's been going on is two members of my family, right? And on this side, she needed like major heart surgery, and it was pretty intense. This is major. And on the other side, another family member who was like terminal illness, and I was really worried about that. And both of them have had their surgery not so long ago, and both of them, it's like around the same time. So it's like dealing with both of these and worrying about each of these, and it's just, there's no headspace to do anything else. And not only that, on top of the ups and downs on this, it's been being strong for other members of the family who struggle, having moments of struggling. So I've been strong for them, and so it's kind of, it's so weird because me myself personally, right? I faced, I've come close to encounters with death, my own death, twice in my life, right? And I'm not afraid of death in that way. It's strange. I'm not afraid of death. I felt that. But when it comes to others, when it comes to like, people you love, and it affects me more. I fear it more for them. It's really strange. I know I'm probably back to front, but it's very strange. Back when I was a teenager, a period of my teenage years was like 13 or 14, this kind of age. My grandma was, she was in bed with a brain tumor, cancerous brain tumor, and she started deteriorating, and I used to nurse her, come back from school and weekends and things like that. I'd nurse her and feed her, and she lost her speech, and slowly watching her deteriorate kind of, it shaped me as how I am. So it's weird. It's when it's other people I fear more, and I'm like, but something, I'm really thankful, really thankful that both their surgeries turned out really good, really well, and the best I could have ever hoped for. So when I did all I could in these situations, and there was nothing else left to do, I basically was like installing, the computer, and like getting my workflow ready and all that. So there's another reason why I actually couldn't post in between. I've filmed a video for that, and I've been editing as well. Basically, my entire workflow has completely changed. I don't use the same software anymore for video editing, so I've moved over, and it's unlearning that and relearning that, and it's like I can be really hard on myself. It's like the same with electronics when I'm doing a project, electronics project, and it turns out, and something is just a little bit outside my knowledge, and I'll be like frustrated with myself, and I'll be trying to push myself and trying to do this. I've been doing that as well with this new software and trying to like force myself into it. And to me, the value isn't the knowledge somebody has or the amount of knowledge somebody has. Everyone has learned, like whether you're the best mathematician or best electronic engineer or best whatever you are, you've learned it from somewhere. No one's born with a soldering iron in their hand, or nobody's born with a stethoscope around their neck. You know what I mean? Anyone can do that if they put their mind to it. So I don't see that as much as of like making somebody superior over another. Do you know what I mean? There was like a huge period of life where I deprived myself of doing all this stuff, and this electronics and the project work and all that. Had I continued with my passions, I would have, I suppose that's a regret which I have. Had I continued with these passions, I wouldn't be so far behind right now. But there is no behind, it's how things are. It's just the situation you're in with life. And I don't believe that it's a race anymore. Because in the end, ultimately, right, let's face it, life is not going to be forever. Nothing's going to be... Everything that we're doing on this earth is going to one day not be there. We're not going to be there one day. And what's going to matter is the humanity, the humility, all this. Yeah, you race and you reach the finishing line, then what? You have a trophy in your cabinet, then what? Do you see what my point is? You've had it easy. You just been sat there snorting your Shibas. Well, you might eat, and then he's like faffing around in here now. So I've nicked his spot. I've taken his place. I've got my 40th birthday coming in the next few days. Where did that come from? It's weird. I'm gonna be 40. I'm not sure how I feel about that because in my heart I still feel like in my 20s, but in my mind I feel like I've lived a full life. I feel like I'm in my 80s or something like that. It's just, I've had quite an intense life, so I'm a bit kind of conflicted about how I feel. So I'll say this, life is short. Yeah, it's like, what's the point of all this? In the end, it won't matter who's better than who at electronics or at whatever else, competing with one another. I don't understand this competition thing, ego competitions. So yeah, I've got my 40th coming up, I've got Ramadan coming up, and I would like to kind of like get some videos out so I can keep that period of time as free as possible, as I possibly can. Anyway, so yeah, I'm still around. I'm still gonna be creating content. Some people on Patreon say to me that, we don't care if you're not posting or anything like that. One person said, I don't care if you're posting or anything like that. We support you no matter what. And even if you're away for months and all that. That is really touching, but I just don't feel right. I don't feel right doing that. I don't feel right receiving support for being quiet and for being kind of... I know there's like a lot going on and everything, but that doesn't mean... You know what I mean? It just feels wrong. We're not in easy times right now, and a lot of people are struggling out there. I don't want to contribute to someone having a hard time these days because, whatever is going on in the world's not stable right now. Whatever is going on in the world, whatever theory people have, whatever the actuality is, I have my own ideas and many have their own ideas. I don't want to contribute to people's struggles. I want to do the opposite, so if I do go quiet again, I will pause Patreon. You know, if I'm not, you know, because that it's something I firmly believe in. You know, and I value the generosity of each and every one of you and the support. Patreon was actually not my idea to put Patreon on my channel. It was actually a group of people who said, we want to support you. You know, and it took me a while to get my head around the idea because I was not comfortable with it to begin with. Even in in more recent times, I've even thought, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with Patreon, and I did talk to a couple of people about this, patrons, and they said to me, don't you dare. There are others who are doing less than you, who are getting more than you, receiving more support than you. So, you know, I want you to, we want to support you as well. And, you know, it was really touching. Bless. Because there's been twice where I've almost kind of completely thought I'm going to ditch Patreon, and I want to get back into the Amiga projects again. I miss my Amiga. I want to finish off my album, which I started last summer, and I think it's going to be finished this summer. You know, but I'm going to try and kind of like get the album done, and then I can just like start a new one after that. Yeah, algorithm probably hates me, right? Well, probably don't exist to the algorithm right now, but man, that's not why I upload videos. I don't care about this popularity contest. You know something? You know, to all the youngsters that I know in my Rich's kids, and also my niece Heba and my nephews and all them, I'll say one thing, yeah? You've learned the playground. While you're in the playground, learn everything you know about it, because you never leave it, really. Because life is just like, that's what online life feels like to me. That's what these scenes feel like to me. Playground. You have the cool kids who are the a-holes, and who are the kind of like, and they constantly trying to one over. And I find, and everyone swarms over them, and I find that the most weirdest thing about the human race. I just don't understand humanity sometimes. I don't see the point. We live like a limited amount of life, and you spend it, most of the time people spend it trying to prove themselves better than the other one, trying to prove their race or ethnicity or their belief or whatever better than the other one. They're trying to constantly prove that, or their disbelief better than the other one. They're constantly trying to prove that they're constantly trying to control other people to be puppeteers. Everyone wants to be a puppeteer. I don't get this. I really don't get this. And you know something? Being offline, yeah, for this period of time, being completely disconnected from the online world, yeah, has taught me, you learn it by contrast. There's a lot of toxicity going on these days. I don't know what's with people these days. Everyone's constantly trying to be a puppeteer over your head, tie strings on your hands and your brain and your neurons, and be a puppeteer and control you. For what? To me, those kind of people, you know, the two-faced type who are like, they're like smiling at your face and kicking your legs so that you fall. I don't get this mentality people have. It's very toxic, and it's very like, it's not human-like. It's really not human-like. It's not how we were. Nowadays, it seems like that someone's turned the volume up on this. I just don't I don't get it. I don't get why people, well, there's a need for people to be like that, but there seems to be this illusory thing that people are chasing, and honestly, I honestly feel it's such a waste of life. And I think those people who do try and control others, who try and be the puppeteers, who try and have an air of authority over everyone and feel good, I feel that they are the very people who are the weakest, because they refuse to kind of look into themselves and work on themselves. They're too busy trying to like control people and get them to fail and fall, so in contrast they look better. But why not just work on yourself? But I think those people are afraid to see that if they turn the sight around and look within themselves, they'll be afraid of what they will see. think we all got to. One day, we all got to see that. We're all going to be shown that. It's just, I don't know, I just feel a lot of people are lost these days. I feel sorry for the youth. I really do, honestly. The world is not in a good way, and I don't envy the youth of today. Life for me has not been conventional, not in the slightest. It's like, it's been so different from normal. I've had completely different worries from start to end with my life, and you're going through things that are so like unusual to the norm, is not conventional, so you've got no one physical to turn to, you know, so you have to kind of like eventually turn to yourself and find yourself something else as well, you know, and you see lots of other things in a different way. So that happened quite early on for me. But anyway, I've got a lot. I can talk about this stuff all night long with like a glass of tea. You know, it's like, you know, it's like one of those things, but I'm not going to spare you that. I'm still here. I'm still wanting to do content and create content. It's just that there's a lot I'm dealing with. There's a lot which is going on, and I need to kind of like get my headspace right. I want to get my workflow right, because there's so much, and it's, yeah, it can be too much sometimes to deal with. So anyway, I wanted to thank those of you who still comment on my channel, still comment on past videos, or like hinting, saying, where are you, you know, kind of thing, and you know, we sort of miss you. and it's nice that I love when getting comments like this. Anyway, for now I will say adios, and so will fluff balls. Fluff ball, you know what I'm talking about, you. I meant fluff ball, not the plural. That was racist. I didn't mean it like that, okay? He's not happy with me, look. What? Anyway, thank you so much for your support, thank you so much for understanding, and yeah, I'll say adios for now, and hopefully upload something soon. Adios.